Welcome back. You're tuning into your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso, right here on S3. It is a wonderful Wednesday. Now, for the vast majority of South Africans, achieving our dreams and aspirations have long been replaced with simply surviving. That is what we do. But what can be done to turn that surviving into thriving? And there is a way. Now, here to help answer that question is DuePoint founder and senior executive Brendan Benfield. Brendan, it's wonderful to have you this morning, man.
Morning, you and morning.
Yeah, I think this is a thing. I think most of us South Africans, we watched a little video earlier, it says 90% of South Africans can't afford to retire, which is shocking. Worsening economic situations that we've seen over the past while. South Africans are struggling. Where do we even start? Does budget even play a role nowadays? Can South Africans actually afford to save?
Yeah, no, the question around budgeting, the answer is always, well, no. It makes no difference budgeting in South Africa today. We've got two major problems. We've got diminishing income, and we've got expenditure that's rising by near double digits every year. Just recently, 27th of June, 2023, Stats SA released a whole bunch of new data on the circumstances of South Africans, and them, with international analysts, are telling us that in every household, on average, there's only one earner. That one earner is earning 25,000 Rand on average, but that household cost on average is 32,000 Rand. That means there's a 7,000 to 10,000 Rand deficit every single month in the average household in South Africa.
Take that just over a span of 1 year. And see where you're at.
It puts you in a crazy situation. Budget or no budget, you don't get ahead of it.
That's the thing. I mean, we see people, trying to reach and do multiple things outside of their main job. There's kids, there's schools, there's a lot going on. So budgeting, it really is a difficult situation out there. What options? Now, you in the financial sector, you know exactly what the landscape looks like. You've got the stats. What other options? Are there options available for people to earn rather than incur more debt?
In South Africa, we've got very limited options. If you go overseas, you've got a few more. But in South Africa, you've really got four ways of earning income. One is through a traditional job, and we know that traditional jobs are drying up at a rate of knots in South Africa. The second is what we call transactional income. Transactional income is where you're basically selling your time. Doctors, specialists, you can only sell as many hours as you can work. Or commission earners. When you're selling something, you're making some money. But in South Africa, there's less and less people buying. And then the third way is speculation. Sadly, a lot of people move towards speculation. It's crypto, forex trading, share trading,
which is
gambling.
Risky in itself, yeah.
Super risky, got no control over it, requires capital up front. But the solution that most of the world has been implementing over the last 4 decades is self-employment. Sounds complicated, but we're going to kind of break it down today and how we help with that.
100%. Now, we spoke about debt a little bit earlier on, and with that deficit that we see in the monthly income for a single income household earner, the first step is to try and get more money, and you do that by incurring more debt. What's your advice here? How do we turn that around? Yeah. What's the first step?
Well, debt is a tricky thing. As we say, it actually exacerbates the situation. It makes things worse.
Yeah, good for the now, but
long term, you're dead. If you're taking out debt to buy things you don't need, you've got to stop. We're living in an economy where we're going to have to become more austere. Yeah. But if you're in a situation, which a lot of South Africans are, where debt is how they survive, well, then you're going to have to start doing a few things. First of all, you've got to identify what put you in that position. 9 out of 10 times, it's a poor paying job. People say, but Brendan, I want a job. It's the job that puts you in that position. And then the second thing you're going to have to do is you're going to have to start taking control of your income. South Africans haven't done that for many, many decades. They haven't had control of their income. We want to put people back into control of their income. That then gets you ahead of the curve and gets you ahead of your debt.
And that's where it is. It's not about, driving those fancy cars and owning the big houses, knowing that you don't owe any of them. You owe the banks and, the kind of the lending agencies a lot of money. But I want to ask you, DuePoint, that is what we're focusing on this morning. Where does DuePoint fit into the whole picture here?
All right, well, now, DuePoint was formed nearly a decade ago. In fact, we celebrated our 8th birthday yesterday.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. The long journey to wealth. And what we did was we sat down and we addressed these issues. A decade ago, these were issues already in South Africa. And we said to ourselves, we have to design a system that gets rid of the things that stop people from becoming self-employed, stop people from taking control of their income, and design something that's going to give them access to that. And that is what we've done with DuePoint. It solves the debt problem. It solves the budgeting problem. But more importantly than anything, it puts people in a position where they can get ahead of their expenditure.
All right. Thank you very much for that. I mean, this is exciting. It sounds interesting, and I know that we didn't give too much away, but we still have 2 more segments coming up this morning, and we're going to be unpacking DuePoint just a little bit. But it comes down to choosing an income that you own and control. It is now available for the first time through DuePoint. It's time to replace fear of the future with courage of what you can make when you are in control. So what you can do right now, you can visit DuePoint.net today and learn a bit more. But don't go anywhere, because we will be back to continue this discussion with Brendan in just a moment. Stick around. For now, though, let's take a break. Let's have some music on your Feel Good Breakfast Show this morning.
I have dreams for my daughter. I want my daughter to be well educated. I want my daughter to be wealthy. I want my daughter to be happy. And through DuePoint, I can achieve all that. The more people I connect, the more my channel is growing, the more money I'm making, an asset. Then I can leave that for my kids. My kids will keep earning even when I'm gone.